Hello everybody, welcome back to one of my videos. This is going to be a tribute to Ace Trainer Liam's channel. He has a series called Pokemon WTF Moments. I was thinking to do something a little similar to that. Like to part one of my favorite TV shows, personally, Elena of Avalor. So in chronicle order, let's get right down to it. This is going to be Elena of Avalor Episode 1, Season 1, hour premiere movie, Elena and the Secret of Avalor. You say you want to go somewhere new. Well, I have just a new kingdom for you. A special place that we all can explore. So let me tell you about Avalor. Okay, so this episode starts off with Elena and Naomi walking up a path of, well, not even a path, just climbing up a hill. The Elena used to climb up all the time. There used to be a path there, but she hasn't been up there in 41 years for being imprisoned in the Amulet of Avalor. Anyways, she shows Naomi the pieces of the villain Queen Shiriki's wand, the one who first put Elena in the Amulet of Avalor. And she told her the reason that she was set free from the amulet and how she lost everything to Shiriki. It was because of Princess Sophia from the TV series Sophia and the First. Sophia was in royal prep and had a daydream about a king and queen. Queen Raoul and Queen Lucia, Elena's parents, riding home with a green mist following them when the Queen Shiriki from the Northern Isles had arrived and struck both of them down with her spell, Vadishima! And then, as she struck down Elena and pulled her inside the Amulet of Avalor. So, Sophia went to the secret library after that, because her amulet started glowing blue. Just feels pointless that they had to put that daydream in. There's no point to the daydream. The amulet is gonna call her to the library. Just makes no sense. So they're about to go on some vacation. Roll and Miranda don't know where they're going yet. Isn't that something you would think about before you plan a summer trip for vacation, is where you're going to go? Makes no sense to me. But anyways, so Sophia goes to the secret library, and the book is patiently waiting for her to get there. And she gets there, and out of the book pops up Avalor's royal wizard, Alakazar. And he tells her the whole story about what happened. As, you can see in the secret library, the story playing before your eyes. She said, well, this is like what I saw in my daydream. He said, that's right, that was Elena's way of calling you here so I could tell you the whole story. The amulet's gonna call her either way. It's just... God, I can't... I'm sorry. Anyways, it's just messed up. So anyway, Sophia is afraid to do this. To go to Avalor and free Elena from the amulet. Because Shiriki, 41 years later, is still in charge of Avalor. And powerful and evil as ever. So he said that Elena had tested many princesses before her and granted them powers and curses. But she's the only one Elena ever chose. So she could do it. If she was going to. Elena's story had rested in Sophia's hands. Looking at the key to the library behind the walls, she decided to finally do it. And they're back where they were, King Roland and Miranda. And Roland said, I don't care where the dart landed, James. We are not going to the North Pole. Why would that be debatable? If you throw a dart and it lands on the North Pole, I'm not going to the North Pole. That is out of the question. I'll say, we'll pick somewhere else to go. We're not going to the North Pole. That is just dumb, and I wouldn't do it. If you like the cold, that's great. But me personally, I like it a little bit more on the hot side. I don't like it to get cold. But anyways, so Sophia says, how about we go to Avalor? Roland said, well, that's far away. We need a kingdom we need to trade with. And convincing her entire family, after a little bit of a song, to finally go to Avalor, Roland agrees with it. Everyone. She was very persuasive and got them all to go to Avalor in the Royal Galleon. And she still is unsure if this is right. Can she do it? Or is Shiriki gonna strike her down like she did Raoul and Luisa? And pretty much, I guess, Elena too. By putting her inside the amulet of Avalor. Anyways, so Sophia arrives in Avalor, and Amber wakes up and says, where are we? That's a dumb question. You don't know where you're going? She just said, let's go to Avalor. You said, oh, that's a great idea. Seriously. Amber, are you mentally dumb? I really think sometimes that girl's clinically insane sometimes. But anyways, they have Constable Miles and all the guards on the ship. And then King Roland says, Admiral Vasquez, have you sent word of our arrival to Queen Shiriki? We start launching out, sire. And Sophia's, why did you do that? He wants to visit a kingdom to trade with. Shiriki is in charge of Avalor at the current moment. Who else is he going to trade with? This is just... I'm probably being very picky, but that's the point of this series, is just to tear it down. So, they get into Avalor, and, of course, Shiriki is getting her face ready, and I'm going to play dumb, actually, right now. I'm going to say I don't know who he is, because I'll spoil the surprise. Esteban, I'm guessing, husband, worker, somebody, some guy. He comes in, and he goes, Your Grace, and she's, don't sneak up on me like that, Esteban. Actually, before we continue, Shiriki is played by one of my favorite actresses, Jane Fonda. But she said, don't sneak up on me like that, Esteban. Can't you see I'm putting on my best face for our visitors? He says, oh, should I come back when you are finished? And she goes, I am finished. And then he goes, of course you are my queen. Come along, it's time to greet King Roland II of Enchantia. I would honestly not have said, should I come back when you're finished? I would have said, you're looking as radiant as ever, Your Grace. Not, should I come back when you're finished? That would offend her, and you don't want to offend Shiriki. Queen of Avalor or not, you don't want to offend her. It's not a good idea. Take my word for it. Please take my word for it. Anyways, they're walking to a palace, and Shiriki said to, the head servant of the castle, Armando, everything must look its absolute best, Armando. She said that, I have spent 10 years making this most quiet, most orderly kingdom in the world. Nothing's out of place, everyone does what they're told, no irritating jangle of bells or music, just simple peace and quiet. What the heck is going on in this woman's mind? She's outlawing music? You've seen some of my movies. They all pretty much include music. This woman is a psychopath. Moving on. So they all get there, and all of Avalor is cheering for their arrival. Ember thinks they're cheering for her. When Shiriki gets there, they really start cheering. Shiriki's all like, oh, look at me. I'm the Queen of Avalor. She says, yes, your beloved queen has arrived. Cheer like you mean it. I hate people that are so egocentric like that. This woman's just crazy. So they hear beautiful music playing, and it's a flute, and Shiriki gets enraged to hear music, I guess, because it's supposed to be legal. And she goes, Esteban, the flute! Esteban looks at one of the guards, like, take the flute. This guard goes over here and takes the flute from the kid. What's wrong with him? No, if it were me, I'd say, no, you want to do something about the flute? You go do it yourself. I'm not doing it. I do not criticize and hurt little kids. Shiriki's evil. I mean, crazy, that son of a... But anyways, moving on, I think that Shiriki's mean. I mean, this kid, they made him cry. Esteban's, after you, to Sophia. No, what do you mean after you? I'd say, sir, would you mind giving that kid's flute back? That's rude. When we run on to the palace, Sophia gives her kind of the evil look and holds the amulet and sees a daydream again. Does she not know who Shiriki is? She's probably thinking, oh no, this ain't the same woman that put her in the amulet. Yes, it is. The same sorceress. Shiriki gets a mean look like, and Shiriki just goes, and she has this little smile. So sweet. Get some backbone. Come on, man. Really? I'm sorry. Anyways, moving on. So anyway, Sophia is seeing the palace with her family, and Shariki shows them a throne full of diamonds. She said it took him over a decade to dig up all the diamonds, but it was worth the wait. I wouldn't wait that long for a throne. And James is behind, looking behind a tapestry, and Shariki goes, "Don't touch that!" Sonia agreed. This woman has a way of treating kids. Someone needs to report Shariki for child abuse. This woman is nuts. The someone says, "Come along, my boy," and Shariki goes, "It's a very delicate fabric." So they're all eating on the terrace, and the Jacquelines, majestic symbols of Avalor, come by and sing, which really annoys Shariki, and they take Shariki's food, and she gets mad and says, "Leave my palace." They said, "You might be able to tell people what to do, but you can't boss us around. Mess with Jacqueline, you get the claws." And she goes, "That's it, enough is enough." About to pull out her wand, Esteban grabs her hand and said, "Let's go back inside, shall we?" You're trying to make friends with these people to get their trade deal, or... I think that's what she's trying to do. Might have other plans in mind for them. But anyway, so... that's what I'm thinking. Shariki might have a plan of something like that. So anyways, they go back inside to finish their meal. And Sophia asked the Jacquelines if they gave her a ride. And they said, "We do not help friends of Shariki." Okay. Shariki has friends. Let you know who they are. Probably people as twisted as her. I know who it is. The people on the Northern Islands are also locked in the asylum there. Shariki escaped. I know she did. She's insane. She's crazy. Anyways, moving on. So the Jacquelines tell her, she tells the Jacqueline, Sophia, that she needs to find Alcazar's house to free Princess Elena. And they're upset about what happened to Elena. They said they can't blame Alcazar for leaving Avalor. Really, I mean, she probably would have zapped him like the king and queen, but aren't you the royal wizard of Avalor, Alcazar? Fight this woman and save them all. Sometimes I wonder, what was Alcazar doing this whole time? He searched the globe for 41 years and got old and can't find no one? God, man, I mean, just... he wasted his life on that. He had no spell say, "Well, this person's gonna show up in 41 years, buddy, so... before you die, turn yourself into a book, leave the amulet somewhere safe, and go and live your life and come back when you're about to die, so it's worth it." No, he searched the globe for 1 year and then just sat on the shelf, probably getting dusty. God, poor guy. I mean, what the book disintegrating that time? Why on earth did it take them 41 years to do it? Lack of creativity. Lack of creativity, Disney. Come on, really. But we're moving on. Skylar said, "You better not be toying with me, little girl, because I am highly gullible and extremely emotional." Well, if you think she's afraid of Shariki, Skylar, why would you tell her that? She'd be, "Ooh. Hey, Miss Queen Shariki. That Jack went out there, Skylar? I've got his number." You don't tell someone that you just met. So when she asked him to give her a ride to Alcazar's house, they go, "Whoa, we look like flying horses?" No, you look like people that are suffering under her rule and would be more than happy to help someone bring back Elena, zap this crazy woman back to where she came from. I'm just saying. And, you know, now that I'm thinking about something, I'm wondering something. How has Shariki stayed young? She looks 20 or 30 or at least 40. She's been in charge of Avalor for 41 years. She'd be like 80 or something. I don't know. Feel free to tell me what you think in the comment section down below. But, so they finally give her a ride. Skylar gives Sophia a ride to Alcazar's house, and they sing a song to remind her about Avalor, how it used to be. That they will find one way to beat Shariki, and then have music back in their kingdom. 'Cause everyone does their part, from the merchants in their cart. They hold the spear of avalor with the song inside of their hearts. Avalor, avalor. When they get to Alcazar's house, a woman answers the door and says, "May I help you?" And Sophia said, "Yes, is this Alcazar's house?" The woman says, "Alcazar? I'm sorry, but he has not lived here for many years." Said, "But I need to summon his chronicle." "I'm afraid you won't find that here. I don't know what that is." And out from the bushes, some dude's creeping around the bushes. I would just run away after this dude pops out. But he says, "How would you know what a chronicle is?" It says, "That's my mom you're talking to." So wait, you're Alcazar's grandson? How does she know he's Alcazar's grandson? This dude ain't even said nothing yet. Plus, this dude's creeping around the bushes. Think he's the grandson of the wizard? I don't know about that. Then says, "Well," he said, "So you my grandfather?" "Sort of. He sent me here to free Princess Elena." He says, "Also, that's the amulet of avalor." She says, "How do you know that?" He said, "Well, my mother told me the story several times." So she knew. Someone's coming to free Elena. She doesn't think that someone's going to come looking for the chronicle. I'll explain what that is for a minute. So he went down to the basement where Mateo's been practicing magic, because magic has also been, wait for it, outlawed. So magic's been outlawed. Except for Shuriki's. Shuriki, that little... She's crazy. I mean, shows you that she's afraid to lose to somebody else. That's probably what I'm telling you. Alcazar probably could whoop this woman. So Mateo went there and told Sophia they were going to summon Alcazar's chronicle. And she goes, "What is that exactly?" "A spirit guide to magical things we can't see in the world. This is the guy who told Alcazar how to get Princess Elena out of the amulet. So this special girl is going to summon a spirit animal and she's going to pop out of the amulet. It's perfect. Why can someone else do it?" So anyways, he grabs his tambourine, a drum wand, and his trying cast spell goes, "Appear to us, spirit animal of Alcazar, Illuminara Alcazar, wow," and he breaks the drumstick trying to hit the drum. He did say, "Okay, this is the first time I've tried to say incantation, so it may not work for the first 8 or 9 times, maybe 10. You didn't say you're going to break the thing you're casting the spell with." So he finds it again and goes, "Okay, let's try this again. Illuminara Alcazar, YOL. And finally he appears, and he's all afraid of this spirit guide. It's your grandfather's spirit guide. "You're really afraid of him?" He goes, "Oh yes, mighty Chanul, oh yes, mighty Zuzo." He goes, "You know what, you don't have to call me anything." You can tell why. He's like, really, you don't have to be afraid of him. He's helping you. So he tells Sophia and says, "So, you're the princess that's gonna free Elena, right?" "Yeah." "Well, I'll tell you what to do." Wait. What does he mean? Isn't he supposed to cast a spell and take her out of the amulet? That's what she said. "I thought I was supposed to summon you." "Well, yeah. So I can guide you. That's what spirit guides do. They guide you." Does Alcazar not know what to say? He could have just said, "Oh, by the way, when you get to Avalor, don't remember on my house. I already know what to do. Zuzo told me, so..." No. This dumb spirit fox left the wizard with no instructions on what to do whatsoever. So he said that she needs to grab the wand to put Elena in the amulet. Said, Queen Shuriki's wand she keeps in her pocket. "Oh great, you're gonna know exactly where to find it." How's she gonna get the wand from someone's pocket? You start reaching my pockets to get my wallet, I'm gonna knock you out real hard. I'd feel that. Imagine what Shuriki'd do. Vadishima! I can just imagine that happening. So, Sophia's dead. Well, I hope everyone enjoys those crazy laws. That's it for this video. Nah, I'm kidding. Sorry. Anyway, so Zuzo tells her that she needs to grab the wand and wrap the amulet around it and put on the crown of Ozaluna, a healer. There's an old Maruvian statue of him up in the mountains. So, First up, he said, I've got some wisdom for you. Just because you're the one doesn't mean you're the only one. Which, like he says, that's not supposed to make any sense later, and right now you'll get later. I'm like, we went several minutes. I'm like, did this guy mean it, or was he just messing with her to confuse her? I'll get into it later when you're gonna be like, God, it's a long time. It was a long time. Anyways, so he says, you gotta get that wand, princess. And Mateo said, I've summoned my first spirit guy. He almost fell, and Sophia tried to catch him and twirl him around. He said, hey, bet you're a great dancer. I said, that's what I'll do. I'll dance with her. He said, nah, Shariki outlawed dancing when she outlawed music. My mom still told me to Summer Rosa, though. I don't know that dance. I don't know that dance. I wish I did know it. Anyway, so they went back to the castle. She said, come on, Mateo, we gotta get back. We? I said, no, listen here, little girl. I am older than you. I don't owe you nothing. I summoned a spirit animal just for you. You should owe me money for this. This is even illegal. No, I ain't going back with you. You want to go do it, you do it yourself. But no, Mateo decided to go with her. So she finally goes back, and they're discussing how Enchantia and Avalor are. And Shrieky goes to Esteban and says, forget train with Enchantia. We should invade it. Told you, woman's got other things in mind than just train with the kingdom. By the way, before we continue, how do I like my mask? Sorry, let's put that in there. Anyways, but so they go on to, Sophia walks in there and says, Shrieky, how are you doing? And says, good, darling, you stay out there quite a while. Said the Jacqueline sang me a song. Yes, they can't seem to stop doing that. I'm wondering, why is she outlaw Jacquelines if they keep singing? Well, anyways, so they go on, and she tells her, well, Armando's putting on a show for their little darlings if you'd like to join them. And she says, actually, I would like to learn what the avalor dances I've heard so much about. The Samba Rosa. And says, oh, I'm afraid I don't know that dance. It's the most famous dance in Avalor. And then Armando, of course, no one likes that law, and this is going to prove it. He says, I can teach it to your grace. And she goes, no, you won't, Armando. And says, why? Is there some kind of law against dancing? She knows. Roland said, oh, Sophia, no one passed a law against dancing. That's like passing a law against fun. This woman, apparently, her laws are against fun. She's crazy, like I said before. And then she said, well, here in Avalor, someone says, we only dance on special occasions, like royal visits, so we'd be happy to show you the Samba Rosa, right, your grace? If we must. There you go, fetch the guitar. While they're dancing the Samba Rosa, Sophia gets Shrieky to dance with her. It took a while, because Shrieky says, I'm having too much fun watching you, and she said, I'm sure dancing with anyone, please. How can I say no, such a dear child? Steps on Shriki's foot. Like I said, I don't want to offend this woman. And she takes the wand out of her pocket. How does she not feel that? And she went, ow, and I'm so sorry, Grace, I'm so clumsy. She goes, enough dancing. I mean, we really must get back to our discussions, Your Majesty. And Sophia says, can we play hide and seek? Yes, anything you want, dear. And she goes, we can dispose of that now, Esteban. Whenever I'm done dancing, I'd say, okay, well, we're done with business. We can put the guitar away now. No, she goes, we can dispose of that now, Esteban. Why is she request this thing burned years ago? May thought this might happen someday. She doesn't know Elena's in the amulet or what, because she thought somebody should come back. So Amber doesn't want to play hide and seek and says, alright, if we hide and you seek, Mr. Armando? And I need you both to hide as long as you can. What are you doing? It's for your own good. Just tell us. I'll explain everything later. No, you're my sister. You're going to tell me what's going on right now. I don't put up with that. You tell me what's going on. Is my life in danger? You need to tell me about this. But I don't know. Sophia's not going to tell Amber nothing. Besides, she's not the story keeper. Some story keeper you are. Bringing your family involved in this situation. Also going to get it out a little later, too. So Sophia gets back, and Skylar says, girl, sweet as sugar, but she got some skills. She's not sweet as sugar. She didn't tell her family what happened. And Mateo says, I don't know how you pulled that off. Shariki never lets anyone get close to her. No. It's not the shrieky no one ever let. It's not the shrieky not the shrieky lets anyone not get close to her. It's that they don't want to come close to this woman. No, they're afraid they're going to get contagious with her psycho issues. Like I said, Shriek a psycho. Pass it on. And then Sophia says, "Okay, Mateo, let's go on our way to Ozaluna. We have Princess to free." So she gets in there and says, "You need to swim across the water for magic to work. Don't worry, Sophia, you'll be alright." He's like, "I'm gonna let her drown. I'm not gonna jump in there and save her." So she says, "Being a mermaid would really come in handy right now. Don't beg to Elena. Just tell her, I'm ready to become a mermaid and jump in. Don't, oh, that would really come in handy. Or what do you think if you won't beg, she's not gonna do it? She's been stuck in there for 41 years. She wants to get the heck out of there." So she transforms into a mermaid. Mateo says, "I wish I could shapeshift that easily." Isn't that like first week sorcery school, dude? I don't know what Mateo does sometimes. I really don't know what his purpose is in Avalor. But anyways, she takes off the amulet underwater and wraps it around the wand and places it on the crown of Ozaluna. When she suffocated, she took off the amulet. That's what turned her into a mermaid. You take it off, she's gonna no longer be a mermaid. God, Cedric should have got some power like that. He would have never taken off that amulet. Never would Amber, but oh no, Sophia takes it off like she's not supposed to, and wraps it on there and puts it while you're underwater. I go, and swim up to the surface, or you're gonna suffocate down there. I hear it's a long ways down, so I'm not sure if an 8-year-old girl could do that. But then, dang, and it rises up out of the water. And then she falls off the statue. Well, she's dead. Elena's never getting free from Hamlet. She had a concussion, so that brings us to the end of the Sophia the First series. Let's move on to my favorite one, Elena of Avalor. Sophia's alive! And Elena comes out of the amulet. She goes, I'm free. And Sophia said, are you Princess Elena? No, you fell off the statue. You had a concussion. That's a hallucination. Of course, it's Princess Elena. Who do you think it is? Really, Sophia? So finally, Mateo comes down. He says, Princess Elena. Oh! He falls off the Jacqueline. And then he bows, and she says, oh, you don't need to bow, Mateo. You can just call me Elena. He goes, okay, Elena. Ah, young love. You see, I know what's going on here. The smiles. So beautiful. So beautiful. I'm sorry. Moving on. So anyways, she says, I can't believe you're back. And Elena says, neither can I. I was in there so long I thought I'd never get out. She said, but now I'm here. It feels so weird having my feet on the ground. It's been a while since I've been walking around. But now that I'm here, there's a mission at hand to drive that bit. I'm so sorry. I mean, to drive that witch. You see, I got the part mixed up. So, to drive that witch out of our beautiful land, I'll banish the darkness and bring back the light. 'Cause this time, I'm ready to fight. This is my time. So they fly out of Ozaluna. And Elena says, I'm gonna give Shrieky a taste of her own magical medicine. Finally, someone's gonna do it. And she's but Queen Shirley is really powerful. Not without her wand. It's like saying Biden is really powerful. Not without his wand. He doesn't care. He's got the Secret Service to take care of him. So I'm pretty sure Queen Shiriki has got the guards. Oh wait, Elena is the rightful heir to the throne, so they'll help her out, right? She gets there and falls down again. That's what happens when you're stuck in an amulet for 41 years. You forget how to walk. What you do in the amulet, Elena? You just sit here like... Did you do that for 41 years? You're like... Oh, that's a good deed. I'm gonna curse you. I guess you undid your curse. Your sentence is up. I need to make the amulet glow so someone can notice me. That's what you did for 41 years? Probably why she forgot how to walk. Because I've seen the inside of the amulet. Sophia is battling a sorceress named Void and they're walking around. So you're telling me Shiku wasn't walking the whole time? I know she fell down in the amulet, but she wasn't falling for 41 years. Make you sick. I hear she took some magic out of the amulet with her. Always helps, you know what they say. You know, if it helps a character, then tell me what's the harm. Magic makes life easier, and it works like a charm. Wrong episode. We'll get to that one, but let's wait till December for that. It's kind of far in there. While we're in there, I probably will be doing one of these every week. So anyways, back to what we were doing. So, Elena finally arrives after the trade agreement's been signed. He said, the trade agreement is ready for your signature, Your Grace. Great, not that so, wait. So you're telling me Rome and Miranda weren't reading what they signed first? It's no trade agreement, it's an invasion squad. But still, so she goes, not that sound. Shrieky. Princess Elena! You look surprised to see her, even though you noticed you didn't kill her. And she says, time has come to pay for your crime. Roland says, crimes? What crimes? 40 years ago, 40? I thought it was 41, but okay. 40 years ago, Shrieky came over to the royal family. My family. And says, this true? Well, and as some inheritor kings, others need to take theirs by force. Then I'm here to take mine back. But Avalor's been such a good thing without you, I ruined a good thing. Roland and Miranda are being held hostage, and Amber and James are still safe, and so is Sophia. She says, she grabs her wand, and can't find it, and like I says, looking for this, and Shrieky's, how'd you get that? It was that little princess, the one with the necklace. Says, wait, Sophia's involved in this? Just now noticed that? I think everyone's involved in it. She said, yes, she freed me from her amulet, so that I can free Avalor from you. And she says, oh, I don't know about that. It takes more than one to make you a sorceress. Yeah, I know. It takes years of training, knowing the spell, finding the wall, learning magic. It's about a 4-year process, and Shrieky's still young. And she goes, your spell has echoed in my mind for 4 years, Shrieky. I know it by heart. Yeah, well, guess what? The answer, 1,335,689 plus 1,045,689,100. Has echoed in my mind for years. But I don't know how to get the answer to the answer, do I? That's the thing. Elena doesn't know how to use that one. She goes, Vadishima! Yeah, you remember she's Vadishima? And blows down the tapestry James was messing with. And it was her grandparents and little sisters. Then said, what's this? I've never seen this paint before. Oh, that's no ordinary paint, Elena. That's how Alakazar protected your little sister and grandparents. And an enchanted paint so strong. Remember this part. Even my magic cannot touch. And speaking of your family, you haven't said hello to your cousin, Esteban. Esteban is not a servant to the palace. He's not Shuriki's husband. He is Elena's cousin. He looks old, and I hear he was young. Younger than her. What the heck are you doing, dude, with this woman? It's your cousin. And says, this cannot be Esteban. Said, you're in the amulet a long time. You might still be 16, but Esteban grew up. So wait, you're with her? Oh, I had no choice, Elena. Oh, is that so, Esteban? She was left with no choice. Shrieky got the wand back and they had to leave. And she's like, don't leave, Skylar. He says, I admire your bravery, Princessa, but your battle strategy, not so much. And Sophia goes, Elena, what happened? I'm sorry, Sophia, I tried that. I couldn't get spelled right. She has your family. She has my family? I'm so sorry. Elena, how could you? It's my family, my family. Okay, she didn't start off with that. Elena, how could you? That's what I would say. God, I mean, why? That's her family. You never should come to Avalor. You should have suggested that, Sophia. It's your fault. She have just said, yeah, Dad, that's a great place to go on vacation. I'm gonna sneak off first chance I get to go to Avalor. Probably wouldn't safer if you ask me. So tells we can go to our place. Yeah, go camp out high in the basement until Shariki dies, which doesn't seem to ever happen because she ain't aging. Everyone else but Shariki's aging. Some kind of aging spell? I mean, she was saying, can't you see I'm putting on my best face for our visitors? That's your best face? I don't know where her worst face is. I'm probably gonna cry when I see it. I'm getting nightmares just thinking about it. But anyway, so they go to Mateo's mom's house, and she says, I never found out what happened to my sister, my grandparents. Said my sister was out all day building a fear for Jacquins. She was filthy. Why is she building it? Don't princesses have servants? This is a sad part, so I'm going to skip this. I'm going to skip it. We're just going to go on to the part because it's sad. I won't make too many jokes about it. You know, I'm kind of an asshole, or as Liam would say, an arsehole. So she said, I just got through. Our parents were coming home for dinner, so I told her to get changed. And she comes back wearing a clean dress, but her face and hands are still covered in dirt. I just got through cleaning her off when I heard parents' carriage roll up outside. And then Shariki arrived, and Sophia said, I'm sorry. She said, when I started in the enchanted painting, she still has smudge on her cheek. Guess I missed a spot. And then Rolfa, Mateo's mother, be nicer. She came and said, we had the spell to get them out. You don't know magic. You know that. And she says, I don't know magic, but I've never cast a spell. You would have to do it, Mateo. Ooh, busted. She knows he's been learning magic. He said, why would I be able to do that? She says, Mateo, you're down there in the basement practicing magic day and night. You think I don't know this? But I must warn you, Elena. To bring them out with Shariki still in power would put them in grave danger. Why are you suggesting this? No point to suggest that at all, Ralpha. So someone knocked on the gate. Shariki found them. Citizens from Avalor. Alpha, did you hear? They're saying Princess Elena lives. Oh, so she says, Princess Elena, it's alright. We can trust him. This guy said, I'll take on Shariki myself. Thank you all so much, but this is my fight, not yours. I'm the one who has to face her. You probably forgot about this, but if you remember back when I was talking about Zuzo, I got some spirit and wisdom for you. You might be the one, but it doesn't mean you're the only one. Told you it was going to be a long time. I mean, look, isn't that a long time? Zuzo said that, and now I know what it meant. Okay, what do you mean? You shouldn't have to fight Shariki alone. We all can help. You're right, Sophia. All this time I was never enough I was alone, but you're right. It doesn't have to be that way. They said, we're going to need your help. Not just you. Everyone. That means we need Avalor's help. No one's tried going back for revolution and independence and liberty against this woman? The whole city has a chance against her and the soldiers. I mean, if we didn't like our president, we could just march on in, all of us, onto the White House. March. Enough people would get rid of them. We'll get into that a little bit later, though. But anyway, so they free. They try to find a way to free Sophia's family. Elena says this is a secret back entrance to the palace. Not that I ever snuck down while I was supposed to. Elena, I'm sorry, but you're grounded. Yes, Day. I'll go to the secret back entrance to the palace. They'll never find me here. I can imagine that happening. I can just see it. So, yeah. Elena escapes her punishment. Hope she'll never become ruler of Avalor. So Elena goes out to free Sophia's family in the back entrance of the palace that she apparently didn't use ever. And they find Armando. You know? Hey, you look like a nice guy who just wants to do right things. I do. What do you think Esteban had to say about all this? They're walking to a palace after they were locked up, and this guy says, "The prisoners are secure, Chancellor Esteban. Those prisoners are royalty, and you will treat them as such." Yes, Chancellor. So wait a second, they're treated as royalty, but when you drag them off, everyone says, "You'll regret this," and she goes, "I doubt it. That's not treating them like royalty." I'm not sure we can do. They're prisoners. There goes, yes, another mess to clean up. Armando says, "So Princess Elena lives. She is the rightful heir to the throne. We should be helping her." "And what do you suggest we will do? Fight the queen because we will lose." "But Elena is your cousin, Esteban. And her grandparents raised me like a son. I think that will happen to them every day. So I did not need you to remind me, Armando." "You could have fought with Elena when shrieking out the wand. Grab her in. It's over, Shariki! No, he didn't want to do that. The soldiers have been like, she's getting her ass beat by Esteban. We can have music again. No, I know we did nothing about that. They actually fought Elena. Who took the wand from her? The soldiers? That's what the friends of Shrieky are, apparently. So he comes and tells the guards, "Excuse me, but Queen Shrieky wants a boat to report of you right away." The guard says, "Stay here, I'll go." "No, but she has to see both of you." "Well, one of us has to watch the prisoners." Why does Armando just say, "Well, I understand that, but, she has to see both of you. I'll watch the prisoners." No, he just lets the guy leave. He goes, "Oh, well, the guards wouldn't leave." So he gets Sophia to shrink. Sophia to shrink down with the amulet powers that she still has. I don't know how that works out, but anyway, it's not an amulet. So he goes, "There's something here important to tell you over here." So the guard goes out, and she frees her family. And he's putting on a puppet show. He goes, "And when the farmer followed her into the forest, she turned into a jaguar." And he goes, "This is an important thing you gotta tell me." "You couldn't say it when he began the story. He's very well in it now." Well, that's pretty much. And he says, "You haven't heard the ending yet." And Roland grabs a bucket and throws it over the guard's head. "Shut! Takes out turning, and Armando goes, "I got him!" "Well done. You didn't do nothing, Armando. You just pretend to be a good guy." Roland locked him up, and Elena said, "I'm sorry for the danger I put your family in." "You should be! I'm not making no trade with this psycho woman, "I'm sorry for the danger I put your family in, but you shouldn't be mad, Sophia. You should be proud." Sophia, she still should have told us what's going on. It's like, exactly. She said, "I'm sorry that I had to keep all of you out of danger." And Amber goes, "Too late for that now. Listen here, you will." I'm sorry. Continue. So she went to free her family, and Mateo said, "Kalakli Lowly." Ooh, that's a tongue twister. So she says, "You have to get him out of Mateo now." That's what he's doing. Let him cast spell. Watch this. "Talakwalali apatat. Talakwalali apasat. Talakwalali bibi." You keep hitting it. And they finally come out. What language is this stuff? I thought maybe it was Spanish, but I looked up on the internet. That is not Spanish. Latin or German? No. It's Arabic or Egyptian. They use the hieroglyphics. No, it's emojis. Ding, ding, ding. Have you ever seen the emojis go like this? That's the bell emoji. It's emoji language, right? So they let them go, and this is not Lucia, this is Luisa, Elena's grandma. So they come out of the pain with Isabel. She's reunited with her little sister and her abuelos. Abuelo. This is very rich reunion. And Francisco, grandfather, says, "The palace looks so different." Her grandma says, "Where's Shariki?" "She's still here." "I never should have let her because I was in that painting." "Yeah, read the fine every day, Luis, and I'll get Vordishima. I haven't used that joke in a while. Anyways, continuing on. So they went out to the rendezvous point with Skylar, and Skylar said, "Whoa, you should give me a head count, princessa. Some of you might need to double up. These Jack will take the family back to ship, and we're taking the others." And Francisco says, since when do people write Jacqueline? And Meg says, oh, don't get used to it. No, Meg, better get used to it. And then Luisa says, I am not running away from Shariki again, Elena. We're not running away. Well, you didn't run away. You were stuck in that palace the whole time. Luisa, what you talking about? So Sophia says, I'm going to stay and help Princess Elena. Amber, what? If I knew that, we've gone to our birth thingy. But our parents say, we shall too, Rolly. I intend to, Miranda. But I think the church should be returned back to a ship where it's safe. See? Amberson doesn't want to fight, pampered little. Sorry, moving on. Oh my god, moving on. So anyways, so Sophia said, don't worry, Dad. We'll be fine. Everyone's coming. What do you mean, everyone? That kid that got his food taken away. Got back, he's playing it. And they go, Viva Avalor! Revolution! Time to take Viva the Palace! Time to take back our kingdom! Should have done this a long time ago. So they all go, and she goes, I'm losing my patience, and so on. Where is Princess Elena? Shariki, when I helped you invade Avalor, you promised me no one in my family would be hurt. I also promised you great power, and look at you now, Chancellor Esteban. Just be happy I kept one of my promises, or you'll wind up like your aunt and uncle. You did not keep your promise, you already hurt Elena, or was trying to, and Raul and Lucia. I'd say no. I don't owe you nothing. You didn't keep your end of the promise. No, you promised both of them. Nope, she promised that to your friend Victor, Esteban. She ain't gave you power, even though Victor wanted power and Esteban wanted no one in his family hurt. She offered them the opposite of what each one wanted. Smart. We'll get into Victor later, though. Another episode of this. Of Elena of Avalor WTF moment. So, that's it. And, the guard comes in and goes, you wanted to see me, your grace? And she goes, I don't want to see anyone. What if he says, you want to see me, your grace? Have you captured Elena and Sophia? You want to see that, don't you, Shariki? So in Luna, the Jacqueline comes in the palace and says, hey, Shariki, you're lonely up here. Ooh, I put with you buzzers outside, but not in my palace. Badishima! Ooh, here's a nice little perch on throne. Get off my throne! After you heard the queen move. Yes, sir. Why don't you move, Esteban? Capture her! Finally, they get back to the palace. Or close to the palace. And then Luna's, hey, Shariki, come here. And she's, Fadishma. So, ooh, you're going to have to zap Baron. And she said, you're going to have to aim Baron. You want to zap me. Oh, I will, you pest. Fadishma. And Blasphemy said, well, Shariki, it's been a blast distracting you. I'm out here. Distracting me. Why is she tied that, Esteban? Huh? What's that sound? They're coming, your majesty. Who's coming? Of Avalor. Time is that singing. This is our time once again. Soon we will march to the palace once more to win back the freedom of all Avalor. We spent our whole lives waiting just for this day, and nothing, no, nothing will stand our way. This is our time to honor our family and friends. Our time. This time we know we'll prevail. This is our time once again. And Roland takes out his sword and burns herself around and they go, ah! These guys, the guards, run away like a little. They are. They are. They run away. So they go to the other side and the guards go, huh? They don't fight. Elena says, we'll have to break down the gate. Or we could fly around the other side and open it. That works too, so they're opening up the gate. And he's rolling, finding there. Stand firm, and stop the day of the queen. And stand back. And then Shariki goes, stop, there's too many in retreat. And then something's over here and she goes, cowards. Enough of squares! Casts a black spell of the sky and says, leave my palace at once. This is not your palace, Shariki, it's ours. And you can't stop all of us. I don't need to stop you! The wall was taking her hands and she goes, what's going on? What are you doing? Elena, catch! Is Stefan turning back on his cousin's side now? And he goes, ha. You can't use the one on me, girl. No, but let's see how powerful you are. Without it. Breaks the wand, the sky turns light. And she goes, you can't beat me, Shani. 80 years old. Ooh. So she told Shrieky, your reign is over. And he goes, no. And she fell over a palace waterfall into the ocean. Francisco says, she's gone, Elena. We've won. She said, you'll be a great ruler. She said, wait, I'm in charge of the kingdom now? I said, you are the eldest child. I said, but you'll be a great ruler. And you'll have your below me help you. And we're like, we'll just tell you what to do so we can run the kingdom again. I know what they're thinking. So she addressed her people and told them all, thank you. I remember when Sophia got the amulet, she was like, it's fine, not yours. They said, Elena, I guess this belongs to you now. Sophia, I want you to have it for all you've done for Avalor. We'll see, as I think I've seen enough of that for a lifetime. And she goes, thank you, Elena. Sure, she deserves a reward. I deserve a reward. She can give back nothing. But after hearing that story, I'd want to give it back. I wouldn't want it. Maybe she's like, let her get stuck in it. I don't want to get stuck in that thing again. I'll let Sophia suffer that same fate. And she does. Not for 41 years. I wonder if Cedric got her out that way. Why couldn't Alcazar do it? They say he's a bad sorcerer. Alcazar's a bad wizard then. Like, really bad. So anyways, the flag of Avalor went up. Shriki's down. And someone said, all hail Elena, the rightful ruler of Avalor. And Elena said, let every bell in Avalor ring. We are free. And in the oceans below, Shrieky had emerged. Don't you hate when they leave you in cliffhangers like that? I do too. So, across the kingdom, they joyed and celebrated prosperity that their lost princess had returned. Thus began the reign of Princess Elena. Alcazar said, that's what we call a very happy ending. And Sophia said, I do too, but I don't think your story's over yet. Yes. But that is a tale for another book. No! Don't leave me in the cliffhanger. Where's your book? I won't read it. But he got rid of it, so he said, thank you for all you've done, Sophia, and this is for the journey ahead. A new sparkly pink and purple dress to go with her new pink amulet. Which brings us back to Elena and Naomi. Which brings me to this. I need to know what to do with the piece of Shriki's wand. Well, you could just toss him off a cliff. No, I think it's something a little more secure. You could just... No, that's too obvious. I got it. We could put him in the treasury and not tell anyone where we put it. Said yes, it'd be the best guarded secret in Avalor, and that's true. And so, she read back down, said, don't you think you need more rest? You're 57 after all. Naomi, that's rude. Women don't like to be said, you're old. And she said, well, as my brother says, time spent magic jewelry, and I guess pains too, doesn't count. Said, well, you're right. So let's go. Which that brings me to the end of this movie of Elena of Avalor WTF Moments. You can see the movie Elena and the Secret of Avalor down in the description, link in the description below. There's also a link in there to Ace Trainer Liam's challenge and his Pokemon WTF Moments. And if you look in the letter description, you can see a place to buy G Fuel. Use code ACE to save 20% off G Fuel. That would really help out Liam's channel. And I'll see you next time in a brand new video. Next one's going to be Elena First Day Rule. Bye!